Who else but my client can talk about it?
Honestly speaking, when we first started this, I was not that strong believer of the brand.
What is a brand for you?
It's the power of the brand. It's the power of the brand.
That's called emotional connection.
So let's dig deeper now and see.
Do you feel it's a marketing exercise?
Understanding all this psychological circle, and then with a strong brand strategy, then you can influence their decision.
I love this. I'm going to use this in my next sales speech.
Eventually, down the line, whether after a year, 2 or 5, they need to stop, take a deep breath, and do the brand strategy like we did.
Hi guys. You know, I talk a lot about power of brand in my professional life and how that power can help you to make the company stronger and more successful, to create that emotional connection with your clients. So today I decided to dedicate this episode to brand topic. And who else but my client can talk about it and tell us really the truth? Does he believe in the brand or no? And what was the whole experience of working on the 2 branding projects? Today, my guest is Wael El Barbary, who was a real estate portfolio manager in ALDAR when we worked with him on the projects. And today he got a new role as executive director for asset management in SODIC, which is the largest real estate developer in Egypt. And I'd like to actually congratulate him on this role. Wael, thank you so much for joining me today, and congratulations on your new journey and exciting role that you've just got.
Thank you so much, Nina, for giving me this great opportunity to actually recall and recap a nice time we spent together with you and the team and my team through these projects, which actually was on 2 projects, I remember. One in Al Ain, Al Jimmy Mall.
Absolutely.
And the other one, which was overseas in Republic of Kazakhstan, our mixed-use development, Abu Dhabi Plaza.
Yes.
It was a very interesting exercise for both assets, and I think we all benefit a lot behind this.
For us, it was an amazing experience working both in Al Ain and Kazakhstan. That was great. And thank you very much for finding time. I know your schedule is super busy now. Thank you so much. And you know what I always tell my clients is always talk to your customers and know their perspective. So today, please, I don't want you to be my ex-customer or my customer. Just be my friend, because you are also my friend. And talk to me openly. I just really want to know, do you still believe in the power of brands, and what is a brand for you? And let's discuss all beautiful things that we did together, ugly things that maybe, we made some mistakes. Just please be open and let's see where it takes us.
Okay, wow. So honestly speaking, when we first started this, I was not that strong believer of the brand. And it was always in the back of my mind. I always just keep repeating this, it's the power of the brand. It's the power of the brand. But then when we start working and we start putting things into its analytical point of view, and we start digging deep, I start to understand, wow, that's really what does it mean, the power of the brand. And then I start thinking, how many decisions we took in our life on buying something or taking a service, whatever the industry is, fashion, automotions, electronics, just based on a brand. Maybe it's not the best technical evaluation, maybe it's not the best price, it could be expensive, the value for money might not even exist, but we are always driven by this strange things in the back of our mind, the power of the brand.
That's called emotional connection.
I think, yes. Then I start thinking, okay, so apparently it does exist.
It does exist.
Yes, it does exist. So let's dig deeper now and see how we can get the best out of it, or how can we formalize these strange feelings in the back of our mind that always push us into a purchase decision just based on the power of a brand.
And what is, so we've done two projects like we've
Yes.
mentioned together from start, all the way from the brand strategy all the way to the implementation. So it was a proper process. Now, what do you think today? What is a brand for you?
Brand, its image, its personality, its identity. Any products, any service must have all this. You cannot be Nina if I cannot describe your personality. You
Yeah.
cannot be Nina if I cannot describe your belief, your souls. It's the soul.
Yeah.
Brand is the soul of a product and service. Without this soul, it's just nothing. It's just something solid on the table.
Yeah, we say it, we give the human aspect, we humanize physical
Yes,
things
exactly.
or services, something that brings the human into the, and exactly, and for us, as an agency, as agencies, we always have these powerful statements because that's what we do every day. We sell our service and we believe in it also. And yes, so humanizing the product and then having that emotional connection is something that is important in the brands.
Exactly.
I want to ask you this question. Do you feel it's a marketing exercise?
No.
And why do you think
It's a business development exercise where marketing comes as a part of it. Marketing is one of the stakeholders in this because there are other things related to the brand. There is the corporate responsibilities, there is the community services, there is everything, the service, the after sales, and then comes marketing as a stakeholder.
Yeah.
So many brand or product owners, they think that branding or brand strategy is part of their marketing campaign, which is actually the other way around. You develop your marketing campaign and marketing approach after you identify your branding strategy.
Yeah, and we still, you believe me or not, but we still have a lot of requests coming from marketing departments, and it usually starts with, I need to develop some brand story and do the logo and advertising campaign and so on. But actually that big aspect of the brand development, which is brand strategy, is missing in a lot of RFPs. Guys, brand strategy is your long-term plan of how you want to develop your brand. It's based on your business strategy. Is you take your company and break it into small pieces, you understand your product, you understand your audience very well. You need to understand the market you're gonna launch with. You need to understand your competitors, all the market dynamics and all ecosystem that you wanna create. And then you put it back, and then based on that, you create your vision, your mission, your purpose, your values, your beliefs, your value propositions, your marketing plans, your HR plans, your financial plans, your innovation, and so on. Everything. It touches all aspects of your business. So why is it until now, we lived in this, in the world of brands, why clients still send us the RFP where marketing is there, where the whole, idea of brand strategy is missing?
You see, okay. If we look, for example, my two assets, my two products that we were working, and if you recall when we were sitting and doing the exercise together, I would just keep telling you, yes, but we do this out of an ipso facto, as a fact. We just do it without thinking or without formalizing it or categorizing it under the brand strategy.
Right.
Yeah, we do it. But we never looked at it from a branding strategy or a brand strategy perspective.
Right.
So I'm sure most of the corporate are doing it as a part of their daily activities or daily planning, whatever the departmental is, HR or finance, R&Ds or even marketing. But they never look at it as an integrated approach under the umbrella of branding strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think, from your experience now, if you were to start your own business, do you think you would do the same? Do you think it's important for startups from your...
Definitely. That's why I said branding and brand strategy is a business development.
Yeah.
I think that's the foundation where you build your whole corporate on.
Yeah.
Because as I said, it's the social responsibility, it's the mission, it's the vision. Everything has to go into the orbit of the brand itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I cannot go to the market or I cannot do business if I don't know who I am. If I don't know where I'm going, all the roads are the same.
All the roads are the same. I love this. I'm going to use this in my next sales speech. Though we don't do sales speeches, we're more consult.
So that's
Yeah.
it. That's starting without the brand or identifying your brand strategy. It's just a recipe to fail. Because
Yeah.
definitely down the road, there will be a time where you need to stop and have to do it, like we did.
Absolutely.
You remember,
Yeah.
because we luckily in my two assets, we has one of the assets, which was Al Jimmy Mall, if you remember, it has been in the market for almost 15 years.
Absolutely.
So it was a mature product in the market that has its own customers, and then even after 15 years, we had to do it.
And I
And
think
the other one was a brand new, fresh product in a fresh, different development market.
Yeah.
And we have to do the same.
And the Jimmy Mall example is such a great example because it wasn't just a mall for people to go, right? It was part of their community
Yes.
life. It was part of their life already. So why did we do it? It's because you had new products added to the destination, and this place had to be looked at, right? And see with all the new extensions
Exactly.
what
We have
you
to look
are
for the
today.
efficiency.
Yeah.
Because as I said, most of the corporations are doing it, but as a part of their daily fact of daily business life. They never thought of it as an under the umbrella of branding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what we did in NL Jimmy is we sat down and we looked at what we used to do over this past 15 years, and then we formalized it.
Yeah.
And then we came out with the brand strategy. And surprisingly, if you remember, it was not so much deviated on what we were used to do.
Yeah.
But as I said, we formalize it and we understand it better as a management. And then when we start planning, we start to look at results oriented based on the new brand strategy that we have now. So there is a sort of all our campaigns or our activities or our events are all flowing in the same direction. There is a consistency of everything.
Absolutely.
The message we talk to people, how we talk to people, how even our staff internally deal with each other. How does your staff start to look at their products, at their company?
It's so true when you formalize it and then you create that beautiful story about it, because it's storytelling. After you formalize it, storytelling plays an important role. And interesting now, there's an Oxford research, or there's an Oxford business view on the strategy. And they exist, and they've done recently the research, and they said that storytelling in strategy plays an important role now. So strategist is not the person who just put the strategy and formalize things, but they also a storyteller. So the same thing with our brand strategy, right? It's also a beautiful story after you formalize it. And that helps people internally to believe in it, to be inspired and go, not just for the customers to feel part of this movement, but also for people internally to be inspired.
You see, when you understand your customer and your consumer behavior, then you introduce your brand or your product or a service as part of their life cycle, life journey of the day.
Yeah.
How they think, how they take decisions, how they compare things, how do they buy. So understanding all this psychological circle, and then with a strong brand strategy, then you can influence their decision. And that's what I started saying, that how many times all of us just bought things without comparing. There might be other things which are much better in the market. There might be other things which are much even cheaper. But we never do this comparison because we are obsessed by a brand. This is the power of the brand. We just go and buy it.
A lot of people think, oh, the brand means that it's something very expensive.
No.
But it's not. It's that you willingly want to pay premium for it. You're willingly paying for it above the average price on the market. And you do it because you believe in it.
Because this brand has managed to reach out psychologically to me.
Absolutely.
This brand has understand, what do I need? How do I think? How do I buy?
Absolutely.
So if your brand strategy can fit into these stages of a consumer behavior, definitely the consumer will end up with the nice box of your brand on his table.
Absolutely. And they will buy it again and again and again and ask others to buy it also. Do you know, I know you worked a lot because you had a portfolio of shopping malls, right? You work a lot with the local brands, not just the international brands. Local brands, I mean regional brands. Have you noticed this? I don't know, it's only me, that there is still a little bit of a trader mentality, which I'm trying to break when I go to the meetings. What I mean, I just very quickly to explain, what I mean by that is that they still, do you remember 20 years ago here, that I buy here and I add my price on it and I'll sell it. And there is still a bit of that, even with the big brands, the regional brands. They're amazing brands, but there are some still that have that mentality, right? Have you
see,
noticed that?
It's a combination of both, actually. You have the old school mentality of retailers and traders who used to do it this way. And with the time now and with the competition and the market evolution, the young generation, either within the family, like a son or a daughter or cousins, who starts to take over or start to be groomed to take over, they come with the new modern business approach. And they try to influence the fathers or the original owners of the brand with their ideas. Yeah. And there is another type, which are young, fresh graduates who has a nice homegrown brands. They are trying now to take it into the market. And some of them has limited budgets. And they cannot afford a proper brand strategy consultant to do it for them. So either they do it by themselves, they research, or they try to do the best they can to reach that strategy. But as I said, eventually, down the line, whether after a year, 2 or 5, they need to stop, take a deep breath, and do the brand strategy like we did. Because it is a must. Yeah. The market will never stay the same.
Absolutely.
The market will never stay the same. You see after COVID, you've seen after the online trading, every time there is an evolution in the market, your brand should be alive enough to adapt. Otherwise, you'll end up like a dinosaur. You will die.
Absolutely.
And you can see how many brands. Look at Kodak, look at Nokia, look at all this. They just did not adapt. They did not fix the brand strategy.
Absolutely. That's agility, open-mindedness is important. And I think it's good that you've mentioned now the important point, which is the price tag for the brand strategy or brand exercise. A lot of people think that brand is expensive. To have a brand, no brand consultancy, but to do brand is an expensive thing, right? But it's really, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's really, you start with the mindset first. Exactly. Especially if you're a small size company, right? Okay, the sizes of your company, ALDAR, it's completely different game. It's a very corporate, it's a different budgets, it's different plans and so on. But when you're a startup or a small size company, it's the mindset. And mindset is very simple. Know your customer, know your product, know your market, know your competition, and know your strength and your difference, right?
Yes.
And it's not enough anymore to be different. It's important to be radically different now. It's not enough just to be a little bit better. Do you agree with this?
I strongly do agree. And I have an advice for all the startups. Even if you are with a limited budget, believe me, guys, brand strategy is your secret of success to survive and make this small homegrown business grow up into a medium-sized and a large-sized business later on.
Absolutely.
And price is not an excuse. You can pay, if you're dying of thirst in the desert, a glass of water might cost you millions.
Absolutely.
So, as I said, it is super, super essential for startups, at least if you don't have the financial capabilities now, but have the mindset. Have the mindset to know that I need to do a brand strategy. Yeah. Maybe after the launch, maybe after a year, after two, but have the mindset, believe in it, embrace it, understand it. It is a must for the business.
The same as business strategy. I can't believe that, that
Everything
running a company,
evolve. Everything evolve about your brand. As I said, this is the soul of the business. And you cannot have a business without a soul.
Absolutely. And in terms of, you've mentioned COVID, and I think in difficult times, COVID was super challenging times for a lot of businesses.
Of course.
It was a big,
it was a big wake-up call for everybody.
Wake-up call, exactly. I'm trying to find, it was a big wake-up call. And I think that time, for a lot of people, knowing who you are and who your customers are and why they love you and why you love them, actually help them to find their way out of it. I'm not saying that everyone, that earn millions of it, but there's a lot of beautiful stories where companies started supporting their customers started supporting their companies, and it's all because they know it wasn't just, I sell you, you buy things from me. It was much
it's the loyalty.
more.
It's the loyalty. It's the partnership.
It's the partnership.
Again,
absolutely.
it's the power of the brand.
Yeah. And anyway, in general, I look now at the companies as an ecosystem. You don't work anymore, right?
No, there's no isolation anymore.
There's no isolation. It's an ecosystem.
Yes.
As a lot of that co-creation thing now, that we create things together, we co-create value together with our customers. Absolutely. Yeah. I want to ask you another thing. The whole idea of purpose-driven brands, right? So it's brands that have a bigger purpose than just the commercial gains. You remember ADP, Abu Dhabi Plaza, how is it doing? Because that purpose of that company, of that project, was much bigger than just a commercial thing.
Yes, it has Abu Dhabi Plaza. It reflects a bigger part of ALDAR social responsibilities toward developing markets. The projects, when we took to Kazakhstan, at that time, it was state-of-the-art in everything. It was a huge, big learning curve for contractors, for suppliers, for even managers, for laborers, for the people who build, MEP workers, carpenters, everybody. It was a huge learning curve. And if you look at the similar projects that comes after us and how this project help in developing the construction and real estate market in Nur Sultan or in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, it's very, very success story. We're all proud of it because, as I said, it's a huge learning curve for everyone.
It's interesting because that's a great example, because we tell our clients now purpose should be at the center of everything what you do. Purpose is the reason why you exist beyond your commercial values, beyond the commercial gain. And purpose, a lot of companies still think that purpose has to do something with the environmental agenda. So
it can be environments. It can be part
absolutely.
of it. Going green, sustainability.
Absolutely.
But you should have, as you mentioned, you should have a purpose, a non-commercial business. I'm not doing this for the sake of money. I'm doing this for the sake of the planet. I'm doing this for the sake of the people. I'm doing this for the sake of the industry.
Yeah.
All these things.
Absolutely.
This is what gives you a purpose.
And purpose is not something that you create a beautiful sentence and you put it on your website and then you change. Something has to do with the environment and then you change all your plastic back into the paper bag.
People need to feel it.
Exactly, absolutely. So your ADP example, I think it's a great example. It's not right in your face. It's not there to do that. It's a different purpose. There's a purpose of bringing the construction standards.
The knowledge, the standards. We were even working with codes that does not even exist in that region.
Yeah. So
and even sometimes the government, some authorities had to review their own local codes to make a room for international codes to move in. And this also has given a very good how to say, a very good opportunity for the country itself to invite international investors to do similar projects.
That's incredible. And do you measure this impact?
We can see it.
You can
We
see
can see it on the market.
And then do you take it back into the company and somehow measure the impact and do something with the results?
Yes.
Or it's
Yes, as I said, it's part of our social responsibility. That's we have to have a purpose. We need to bring something back to the people. We have to give something back to the community.
absolutely.
Not only in Kazakhstan, we do it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, for example, in El Jimmy Mall, I think, you remember I told you this, we are one of the biggest community event and community supporter with Abu Dhabi government, the social police, the municipality, the health department, name it. We always have community campaigns in the mall. We always have community awareness. We sponsors, we participate, we do lectures. We try to bring things back to the community because malls are not a place to go and spend money. Malls now are becoming more into a social communal hubs where you gather most of your community under one roof.
Absolutely.
And it's a very good environment to give them the message that the authority and the government would like to share with the people.
Absolutely.
Like I recall, like last month, we had a huge campaign in the mall educating people when you go on your summer vacation, what to do and not what to do to protect your houses. Don't post on social media where you are going, when you are coming back. Make sure that all your doors are closed, where to leave your cars. You see, all this type of things. It's part of the community, and people really feel happy.
For your care about that.
Exactly.
And the interesting thing is not just social posts that make it, right? Is that understanding that you're part of the community.
Yes.
You're a place for everyone to feel, you're a true spirit of Align, right? That was the I think the vision, to be a true spirit of Align.
And customers now are more educated than before. They know exactly, or immediately they will realize if this is a paid campaign disguised under a community service or no, or it's really from the heart.
Yeah.
They know it. They understand,
it.
yes.
Yeah, they know. And those who have a big heart are going to win this difficult and challenging game. And that's why I want to thank you.
Always welcome, and it was a pleasure, as I said, doing these two projects together. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you.
I remember the fun that we used to go together during the exercise and the preparing, like bringing all these cards of animals and cars. Okay, which car do you think the mall is? Is it a Rolls Royce or is it a Ford? Or
we've changed the exercise
and the animals
now.
And stuff like that.
We try to change the exercises now.
But it was really nice and fun, and the whole team was involved. And again, when you do a brand strategy, don't only bring your marketing team. Everyone in the company has to participate, because it will reflect on anything. It will reflect on finance. It will reflect on HR. It will reflect on your technical team. Everybody has to be part of it.
It's a good brand, it's a good team building exercise also,
Yes.
right? Because when you do it yourself, this whole team building, it's people have obligation, but when it's done by the the consultants external, it's just a game, right? For a lot of people,
No,
it's more like fun and
it opens
good,
people's mind and opens people's
mind,
eye.
Yeah.
Why are we doing it this way? Because it's linked to the brand strategy. Then I need to change my attitude. I need to change my behavior. I have to change the way I'm doing things to match with the brand strategy.
Yeah.
It's like doing a DNA analysis for your company and publish it in front of all your employees. Guys, this is our DNA. Everything need to follow in this direction.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I hope it's just the beginning. I wanted this podcast, this part, to be more just opening the topic of brand and brand strategy. And I hope for the next one, maybe we'll have another one when you're back in Dubai. And we'll discuss more details of how to do it and so on. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for giving me the chance today. Thank you so much.
Давай. It was good. I think it was good. Was good?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy?
Yeah. I like it.